Okay, but in 2016, after demonetization, so many people stopped investing their hard-earned cash in the market, and later the GST was introduced. Okay, after that RERA was introduced. All these steps are taken, and these steps had made real estate industry to make it as a formal organized industry. And next 10 years, this is going to grow in a very systematic way, and we need to participate in some good companies, like for example, if you take Brigade, if you take Prestige, if you take Shobha, or if you take DLF, those companies are going to do well in this thing. Even in fact, Godrej Properties is one of the company actually. Next is, you all know, electric motor vehicle. Okay, it's going to in the next 10 years, it's going to be big. Most of the vehicles, what you're going to see is all electric vehicles. Run, you get electric stations, you get all electric vehicles, be it LMV, or even today, if you see some of the BMTC bus, they have taken electric buses actually. Okay, a lot of improvements has to be done. We need to add not only the cars actually. When his car is manufactured, along with the car, they need power. Okay, power sector has to improve. They need batteries, so battery industry has to grow. They need tires for the car, tire industry has to grow. They need a lot of small equipments. There are a lot of small auto ancillary parts companies are there. We need to identify the right companies and participate in those companies. That is very, very important to participate in this sector actually. The most thing is ESG. Anybody heard about ESG? I'll explain in a brief way. E means environmental friendly. S means social responsibility. G means governance, corporate governance. So in future, the companies, they have to, whenever they manufacture something, whenever they build an industry, whenever they have doing some activities, they need to take care of the environment. Okay, for example, when I said the short video in Hotstar about Hero MotoCorp, they have built a lot of plants and a lot of greenery in the factory itself, and they use those vegetables to feed the workers, to feed the manufacturers. Okay, that's how environmental is taken care in those companies. I'm just giving an example. In future, many companies, they'll come up with the environmental friendly industries. Okay. Second thing is social responsibility. As a company, for example, if you say Wipro, Ajim Premji, he is doing a lot of social activities. He's started his Ajim Premji school and university. All those things he is starting. They are taking some responsibility in the form of setting up NGO, setting up trust, and setting up a lot of initiatives for the welfare of social. Okay. And finally, strong governance. The governance has to be very strong. The leadership has to be very strong. The business has to be very ethical, and they should be very honest in dealing the business. They must be very honest in promoting their products, or selling their products. All those things. Okay, that is called strong governance. Whenever if somebody is doing an audit, it should be what is it? That certification, everything should be there. Okay, so this is going to be the next big thing. Of course, we cannot forget our IT. A lot of improvements are happening, especially after COVID. We are all using IT. We're all in the today's session, we are doing online sessions. There are a lot of companies involved in IT. It can be machine learning, it can be artificial intelligence, or it can be robo industries, or it can be communication. Whatever you take, the IT is a backbone of any industry. Okay, even for a successful of our EMV sector, IT industry has to be grow actually. So we need to identify good budding IT companies which can grow very well in this next 10 years. Then, without finance, nothing is there, right? For each and every industry, whenever if somebody wants to buy a house, they have to approach a bank or NBFC to take a loan, correct? If somebody want to buy a car, along with the car, they buy insurance. Okay. If somebody want to start a business, they need financial services for setting up their company. So banking and financial industry is the backbone of all the industry, and this is going to grow very well. And today, earlier it was only few banks and few finance companies, but today a lot of companies are added. Be it like CDSL, take CAMS, or these are the companies like latest they added. Like that, there are so many companies are in the pipeline which are going to be added in the banking and finance industry, and we need to identify the good companies, profit-making companies, and companies with large customer base, so that we can also grow with those companies. Finally, PhD. When I say PhD, it's not doctorate. Okay, PhD means pharma, healthcare, and diagnostics. The pharma sector you have witnessed especially the last 2 years, the pharma industry has grown. Many pharma companies have delivered 100% or 150% of returns. Okay, but in future also, healthcare industry and especially the diagnostic industry is going to grow. The day by day that there are many health challenges, there are many health issues, a lot of new things are coming up. So accordingly the diagnostic sector is growing. Earlier we used to see only Kanwar, few companies or few hospitals for a diagnostic. Today if you see, there is Anand Diagnostics, there is a Lalpat Labs. So many companies are emerging in those space. So we need to identify those companies also, because that is the most thing many people depend on this pharma, healthcare, and diagnostics. So these are the 6 sectors I just shortlisted. So there might be some more companies also, some more sectors also, but according to me, these are the sectors are going to grow in next 10 years in a big way. This is very important. Okay, so far so good. Are you learning something? Are you getting some points? So far so good, because this is going to be the next few slides are going to be very, very important. I'll take another maybe 10-15 minutes. We'll close. Okay, thank you all for your responses. So how do we avoid big losses?